Right, Danny Mitchell here, aka the History Hitman. I hope everyone's good. I've not put a video on this channel for a while. I've been busy training, fighting, travelling the world, and still been very busy doing family trees for people. So big thanks to everybody who's been getting the trees done by me. I've been really busy. I've had no need to advertise or anything, so it's taken up a lot of my time. Today we're in Thorne, and we're actually in the modern graveyard, if you like, the graveyard where people are still getting buried. Obviously, all my previous videos were in the old graveyard. I still plan on doing some more stuff in there, but yeah, there's a bit of a problem, a grave problem, if you like, that has been brought to my attention in this new graveyard. Now, I'm walking around now and I can see quite a few graves that have got a warning label on. Now, I noticed this started to happen before Christmas, but now, so look at these, warning, warning. Now, I know there were some really bad ones, and I can see it right in the middle now. It's actually taped off, but lots of these graves, way more than I originally thought, I've got these warning labels on. So let me show you. So look, I'm walking down now, and you can see label there, here, all around, label. So all of these labels are basically saying that the grave isn't, you can see they're subsiding. They're not sort of stable, and it's dangerous. So let me go to this one here. So look, please do not touch. It's failed a memorial safety test and is deemed unsafe. If you're the legal owner of this grave or a family member, please contact 01405 818 015. Now, this grave, Thomas Henry Moss, is my grandfather. So this is his daughter as well, Julie Ann Moss. She died young of a heart condition, my auntie. So yeah, my middle name is actually Thomas Henry, after this man. So this is his grave. As you can see, it has started to sort of tilt to the side. It's not in the best shape now. If you look around, look at all the graves with the same warning on. All around this graveyard, there's loads. And if you look into the distance, you can see actual tape around some of these as well, which we'll go have a look at some of them. So yeah, it was my mum actually who brought it to my attention. My mum comes to this grave, and I've got quite a few other family members and friends buried in this graveyard, and many people, because this is the modern graveyard, people still getting buried here. Lots of you will relate to this more than you will the old graveyard, which again is something I still want to connect people with, because lots of your family members are buried in the old graveyard. But yeah, when we come to this new graveyard now, and this is what I originally noticed before Christmas, is like this kind of stuff. So look at that. Obviously that's an old grave, again deemed unsafe, cordoned off, and there's quite a few, to be honest, like this. So my initial thought was this: wouldn't it be great to raise some money? And I know friends, I've got friends who come and restore graves. They can reset the headstones and things like this. Now I thought, let's raise some money and let's come and let's fix up some of these graves. But there is an issue. The problem with it is this: it's the deeds of the grave. Now, my mum rang the number and they said, are you the legal owner? And the answer is no. My granddad bought that plot many years ago. I think he paid a tenner for it. It's worth thousands now. So he bought that plot, and he owns the deeds. Now, there's some weird thing that happens when somebody dies. you know, your possessions get passed, you know, to the closest relative or whatever, but that doesn't happen with the deeds of the grave for some strange reason. Even though that person has died, unless the deeds of the grave are specifically left in the will, those deeds still belong to that person. So that grave is still in my granddad's name, who obviously is dead. Now, getting the deeds then changed to a living person apparently is a little bit of a ball ache, because you've got to go through all the solicitors, do all these different things, and you've got to try and basically prove that you are the next person entitled to own the deeds to the grave. It is actually a grave for 3 people, and it's quite expensive to get a grave plot these days. Obviously, a lot of people get cremated now. I personally would love to be buried, but I'm just walking to the edge of the graveyard now. You can see not much space left in this graveyard. So the issue is this. You can see there's another example. Look, see how they put this here? Because the rods are inside the stone to keep it solid, so that could tip over, which that is the danger. And these labels are everywhere. I'm walking around now. There's way more than I thought. So this is a seriously big job. And it's a shame to see all these graves, because what will happen to them is they'll just get laid down. And then we end up in the same predicament as the old graveyard, where you've got all these graves of family members from Thorne that are just laid flat in the mud. They get covered over by grass. It's terrible. So what my mum has done is she's managed to get almost like an exemption form where you can fill it in. You still need to go to a solicitor, but you can sort of bypass passing of the deeds, and you sort of sign something to say, I'm going to take care of this. You know, I'm accepting care of this grave, but obviously, you know, I accept liability if someone disputes that, because obviously disputes over graves and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'm going to get my granddad's grave reset, restored, and spruced up, and I'll do a video on that. I'll keep you up to date. And then again, what I'm going to suggest is, because a lot of these graves with labels on, I'm right at the edge of the graveyard now. Look how much space is left. Not much space. So I'm not sure what the plan is next. But yeah, if you come to this graveyard and you can see your family member has got one of these sort of safety warnings on the grave, and you own the deeds to that grave, then please let me know, because I would love to try and raise some money. I don't know, maybe do some kind of event, anything. Let's raise some money and get these graves sorted, because it's a terrible shame. Again, I'm looking around now, I'm seeing these labels everywhere, these wooden sticks holding graves up. Like, it'd be good just to get them all sorted. Now, that is a big job. It costs a lot of money. And again, there's this problem with the deeds of the graves. I can't come in and just start fixing people's graves up, because these are modern graves. They belong to people. You know, it's not up to me to do that. So I'm going to sort my granddad's out. I'm going to check for my other relatives as well, because I have got other relatives. My great granddad's grave's here as well. So yeah, I'm going to check for those. But yeah, that's what I would love to do, is to get some of these graves sort of reset, repositioned. You can see, look at this one, it's all collapsed. Do you know what I mean? Like this kind of grave. Alan Robinson. So you've got these modern graves. These are all 1960s, you know, 1950s. As I'm walking through, another 1950. So these are modern graves. These are your grandparents or your great grandparents. Let's not let their graves get damaged. Here's an example. This is what it's going to end up like. The full graveyard. That is what it's going to end up like. Look at that grave. It's face down. No respect for, you know, we can't pay our respects to who's in that grave. We don't know. Now, that could be your granddad in that grave. What a shame. What a shame. If we could just get that sorted, but that is what is going to happen if you don't get, you know, if we don't get these sorted. So, yeah, lots of graves in here. So yeah, if your family's buried in here, just have a walk round. It's a nice little walk round here. Come have a walk round, check out your family's graves. If there's one with one of these warnings on, you know, please let me know. If you own the deeds to the grave, that's great. We can do something. If you don't, then ring the number and try and get one of these exemption forms. You can get it signed off. Once that's signed off, then again, we can try and help. Some of you may be able to just pay for it and get it sorted, and that's something your family takes care of, but I would love to raise some money and help, because, you know, it is an expensive job. I'm looking at more graves with the headstones turned down. This is one where it's snapped off and they've laid it face up so you can see the names. But yeah, you get the idea. So yeah, I'm gonna have another little walk around, see if there's any other graves that I can help with. But yeah, that's today's video. So give it a like, give it a share. If you're from Thorne, you know, put it on your personal page, because somebody might see this and it might just trigger them and think, you know what, my granddad's buried there, his grave's a bit tight. Do you know what I mean? Let's go check it out, see what state it's in. It might be a case you just tidy it up and it looks great, but if the grave's you know, tipping over and it's unsafe, let's get it sorted. And yeah, get rid of all these labels. I'm looking around, they're everywhere. I didn't realise there were this many until I came here. So yeah, that's it for today. That's my little rant, but that's the grave problem we've got in Thorne. So yeah, I hope some of you take note, and I hope some of you want to get involved, try and help. Again, it needs to be like a registered sort of stonemason who does it. We can't be doing this ourselves. It's got to be done legit, and that costs money, but I'm up for trying to raise some money and getting it done. So nice one. Again, if you're from Thorne, give it a share on your personal pages. I'll drop it in the Thorne, some of the Thorne groups. And yeah, here's another one, look, all cordoned off. What a shame, beautiful grave, but yeah, makes it look a bit of an eyesore when it's all taped off like that. So it'd be nice to get them sorted. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll update you on my granddad's grave, because that'll be the first one, hopefully, of many. See you next time.